Should the government create trust funds for kids born into Medicaid? It's starting to happen in several states. So we're going to talk about that, as well as how 147 million Americans can claim some extra cash, a bunch of giveaways happening all over the United States, and so much more. So let's dive right in. We'll start with those trust fund programs, which I found popping up coast to coast lately. Washington State is the latest state to start considering this. They call it the Washington Future Fund, and their program would create an initial trust fund of $4,000 for every child born under Medicaid in the state. That amount is expected to grow to around $15,000 by the time that child is 18. It would continue to grow until the child withdraws it, and the child could wait up to age 35 to pull the money out. That money would have to be used for things like college, buying a home, or starting a business. The goal is to help kids from poor families break those cycles of generational poverty. This is modeled after similar programs that have already been implemented in Connecticut and Washington, D.C. The Connecticut Baby Bonds program provides children born under Medicaid in that state with an initial deposit of $3,200. That money is expected to grow to up to $24,000 by the time the child is 30. The child has to take a financial literacy course before they can withdraw the money, and the money can only be used for college, job training, retirement savings, or to buy a home or start a business in Connecticut. The program is a little more complicated in Washington, D.C. There, children are given an initial deposit of $500, followed by $1,000 for every year that they live in the city and meet income limits. If the child becomes ineligible later on, the deposits will stop, but any money that has already been deposited will still be theirs. The money can be withdrawn for investing, going to college, buying a home, or starting a business once the child has turned 18. Several other states, including California, Massachusetts, and Nevada, are considering implementing a program like this as well. I would love to hear your thoughts about this, so please drop some feedback in the comments and let me know what you think about these trust funds for kids on Medicaid. Now, moving on, let's explore some exciting opportunities that can provide immediate financial assistance. If you're in Long Beach, California, or Harris County, Texas, there are guaranteed income programs you need to watch. The Long Beach Pledge and the Uplift Harris program are both opening their application periods this month. They only accept applications for a very short time, but the benefits are substantial. Both of these programs will provide hefty monthly checks every month for at least 18 months, so it's a valuable opportunity for those who qualify. Now, if you're not in those areas, don't worry. We have found other checks that you may be eligible for as well. For example, 147 million Americans are eligible to claim a check from the recent Equifax data breach settlement. You could claim up to $500 depending on how affected you were by the data breach and how much time you spent dealing with the fallout. If you experienced out-of-pocket losses as a result of that breach, you could claim up to $20,000. However, you need to file that application by January 22nd to claim those checks, or you will miss out. Those claims can be filed at EquifaxBreachSettlement.com. Now, there are a bunch of other big name class action settlements right now as well that may be able to send you some money. So let's really quickly review some of these. Family Dollar is cutting checks due to a pest infestation at the West Memphis Distribution Center. If you bought products from Family Dollar in Arkansas, Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, or Tennessee between January 2020 and February 2022, you may be eligible for around $25 from this settlement. You have to file your claim by January 9th at fdwarehousesettlement.com. Panda Express charged service fees on delivery orders between July 2020 and February 2022, and now they're sending out checks worth approximately $10 to people who place delivery orders between those dates. You have to claim yours at deliveryservicefeesettlement.com by January 10th. Cottonelle Flushable Wipes is also sending checks to people who bought their product during the later part of 2020. You have to file your claim at wipesettlement.com by January 16th. Snap Finance had a data breach in 2022, and they're settling with customers who were affected. You can file your claim at snapfinancedatasettlement.com by January 16th. If you play Fortnite and you were billed for unwanted purchases, you may be able to request a refund as part of their settlement. You have to file your claim with the FTC by January 17th. Oh, and if you're a Florida resident who received collection calls from Bank of America after 9 p.m. or before 8 a.m., you may be eligible for a big payday. Class Action estimates that you could receive around $500 from this settlement. It covers calls made to people in Florida anytime after April 22nd, 2020. You can file your claim at electroniccommunicationssettlement.com by January 26th. If you're interested in the chance for some substantial compensation, check out the open cases from our sponsor Injury Claims as well. They'll provide a free claim review for any of their open tort cases, which include all sorts of things like chemical hair straighteners, hernia mesh, recalled CPAPs, and so much more. They can even help you appeal disability claims, pursue settlements for auto accidents, and all sorts of stuff. You can check them out at lowincomerelief.com/claims. If you've experienced a crime, you may also be able to get financial assistance from the Crime Victims Compensation Program in many states. New York recently announced that they are revamping their program so that it is simpler and easier to use. This program can help you pay medical bills, counseling costs, funeral costs, make up for lost wages, and more. The new application is much shorter, so these benefits are easier to get now. If you're affected by a crime, make sure to check with your state to see what financial support they offer. Of course, nearly 10 million low-income workers across the United States saw a significant increase in their paychecks thanks to new minimum wage laws that have started coming into effect at the start of the year. Minimum wages have been raised either to keep pace with inflation. In some states, it's the result of new legislative measures or things that had already passed. But there are 22 states that have raised the minimum wage, and those include Alaska, Arizona, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Rhode Island, South Dakota, Vermont, and Washington. On average, the new minimum wage in these states hovers around $14, with Montana at the lower end with $10.30 and California and New York City leading at $16. While this may feel like a win, you do need to be aware that this can have a huge impact on your other benefits like SNAP and Medicaid. Many government programs are based on the federal poverty level, and you can quickly exceed those limits in states with higher minimum wages. It's really frustrating because families that start to earn even a few dollars over those income limits can lose thousands of dollars a month in benefits, which can result in even a more difficult financial situation overall. So if you find yourself in need of new ways to make money, our sponsor Skip has some grants that can help you start or grow a business. These are grants for entrepreneurs. But if you're interested, it's time to apply for their $1,000 January Skip grant and their $10,000 Skip 2024 kickoff grant as well. Veterans also have the chance to score up to $15,000 from the 2024 Veterans Business Battle Grant. You can get all the details on all of these at lowincomerelief.com/skip. Now, going back to school can also open up some new opportunities. So I'm happy to report that the new FAFSA is finally available. That's the free application for federal student aid, which is what you need to fill out for student loans and Pell Grants. This application usually opens in October, but it was delayed this year because they redesigned it. The new application is simpler and easier to use with a lot less questions. Unfortunately, it's only been released on a soft launch, which means that sometimes it's available and sometimes it's not. They're accepting a small number of applications at a time, and then they close it down to make sure that everything is still working properly. And then they open it up again for another small batch of applications, and then they close it again. So it's a bit of a mess. But if you're interested in applying for federal student aid, just be patient with it and keep checking back until you're able to access that application. They've said that if you're in the middle of it and it goes down, it'll save for you, so there's not a lot of risk in getting started. Many colleges and universities are hosting support sessions if you need help filling out those forms. Now let's talk about some exciting new financial assistance programs that can help with your housing costs. If you got LIHEAP last year and you live in New Mexico, you can expect a new $200 payment to be headed your way. The New Mexico Human Services Department recently announced that they are going to automatically issue another $200 in benefits to households who received help between October 2022 and September 2023. So that's pretty cool. LIHEAP applications are also open in Arkansas, Idaho, and Maryland, as well as and in other states. In fact, Maryland recently announced that they are increasing the income limit for their utility assistance programs to 200% of the federal poverty level so that more people will be eligible. Low-income seniors in Las Vegas, Nevada can also get some extra help through a new utility assistance program. They are providing a rebate on utility taxes. If you're at least 60 years old and earn less than $16,500 for an individual or $18,900 for a couple, you may qualify. The rebate will help with things like just utilities, your landline, phone, natural gas, all that stuff. You have to make an appointment at a designated application center before March 15th to apply, and I've got a list of all of those centers on our website. There are some exciting rent assistance programs available as well. Denver, Colorado's temporary rent and utility assistance program is accepting applications again. Portage, Indiana has increased the income limits for their rent and utility assistance program. Under the new rules, a family of 4 earning up to $3,750 a month could qualify for help. In Texas, the Community Council of South Central Texas has money available for help with rent, utilities, security deposits, and temporary housing. You just need to contact CCST for help. The Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher Program is hopefully going to open up in Loudoun County, Virginia soon. This decision should be finalized on January 10th, but the wait list there hasn't been open for more than 10 years, so this is a very big deal. Now, of course, some renters have had a hard time finding landlords that are willing to accept Section 8 vouchers. I'm starting to see more and more landlord incentives popping up around the country to try to convince landlords to take these vouchers. For example, the Landlord Incentive Pilot Program in Bernalillo County, New Mexico, will provide landlords with up to $7,500 for damages caused by Section 8 renters. The goal is to make more landlords comfortable taking those vouchers. Now, if you'd like the chance to own your own home, there are some great programs that can help with that as well. In California, the Long Beach First-Time Homebuyer Assistance Program just raised their maximum assistance amount to $25,000. This money is available to people who earn 200% of the area median income or less, which in that area means that a family of 4 could earn almost $200,000 a year and still qualify for help. It's pretty crazy. Ohio's Summit County has a program called the First Home First Loan Payment Assistance Program. They provide a 3-to-1 dollar match for up to $12,000. That means for every dollar you invest, they'll give you an extra $3. If you put in $1, they'll give you another $3. If you put in $4,000, they'll give you $12,000, and so on. You must have a household income that is at or below 80% of the area median income in order to qualify for that. Now, if you're looking for a home in Central Florida, the Habitat for Humanity there is accepting applications for their home ownership program. It only takes about 15 minutes, but you do need to pay a $50 non-refundable application fee to apply, which is really hard to do. You can apply at habitatorlando.org if you're interested. Now, of course, if you already own your own home, we found help for you as well. In Connecticut, if you live in Connecticut and the foundation of your home is crumbling, you can go to crumblingfoundations.org to apply for assistance with that. Low-income seniors and people with disabilities in Norfolk, Massachusetts can receive up to $5,000 in financial assistance for home repairs through the Retire in Place Assistance Program. Montana has awarded 6 cities with extra help with home repairs as well. You may be able to get help now if you live in Billings, Butte, Hamilton, Helena, Missoula, or Kalispell. Now, if you live in a mobile home or a manufactured home in New York, I have some great news for you. The governor just announced $46 million in grants that were given to a few different organizations, some of which will completely replace your mobile home if it is beyond repair. The organizations that received these grants include NYS Home Program, Access to Home, the Mobile and Manufactured Home Replacement Program, and Restore. These organizations all do different things, but they're all housing focused. So some of the things they do include home repair, rental assistance payments, down payment assistance grants, and even replacing those old dilapidated mobile homes that are beyond repair. So residents of Culpeper County, Virginia may be eligible to get financial help with their private septic systems. If you need to pump, maintain, repair, or replace your system, you can contact Culpeper Soil and Water Conservation District, and they may be able to pay up to 80% of that cost. In Washington, D.C., the Safe at Home program can provide help with home repairs for low-income seniors. They just raised the income limits as well, so a single senior can earn up to $99,600 a year and still qualify for this. The limit is even higher for couples. If you're over age 60 and you live in Washington, D.C., you may also be able to get free snow removal by calling 202-727-7925 as well. Now, if you're a homeowner in Oregon who was affected by the wildfires or the straight-line winds on Labor Day 2020, the state finally got around to working on the program that is supposed to help you. The ReOregon program can help you repair, replace, or rebuild your home. If you're currently renting, they may also be able to help you buy a home. The state expects that this program will be ready for applications in March. Tennessee residents who were affected by the December 9th tornadoes may be eligible for FEMA assistance as well. If you live in Davidson, Dixon, Montgomery, or Sumner counties, you need to file your application by February 12th with FEMA. You can do this by visiting disasterassistance.gov. Now, if you live in Philadelphia, a new program called the Real Estate Tax Installment Plan may also be able to help you pay your property taxes. This program breaks up your bill into equal monthly installments without any extra fees tacked on. All seniors who are at least 65 years old and own the homes they live in can qualify for this, but you have to apply before March 31st. Whew, that's all the housing news we have for today. So now let's pivot over to some healthcare updates that you need to know as well. This section will be pretty short, and then we'll move into the freebies and giveaways I mentioned earlier. Alrighty, so the Hearing Healthcare Assistance Project in Arizona can help you get free hearing help. This program provides free hearing aids and other support to people who are at least 21 years old and don't have insurance. It's organized by the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing, so if you contact them, they should be able to help you get started. Remember, our sponsor CareConnect USA can also help you get low-cost hearing aids. You can call their affordable hearing aid helpline no matter where you live in the United States. The number is 888-258-5305 to get started. Medicaid is also evolving in several areas. North Carolina recently expanded their coverage so that hundreds of thousands more people are eligible. Wisconsin just passed new rules that will allow children to keep Medicaid coverage for 12 months at a time, even if they lose their eligibility during that year, which is awesome. And perhaps the most surprising expansion is in California, where the governor has announced that the state will offer free healthcare to more than 700,000 low-income immigrants who do not have legal status. That coverage will go into effect this year. Oregon enacted a similar policy in July. Okay, so now let's talk about those fun freebies that are going on in different states. I'm just going to move alphabetically through this, and I'm going to try to wrap it up pretty quick because I'm still not feeling great today. So in Colorado Springs, the Parks and Rec office has fee-free registration options for low-income kids who want to participate in youth sports leagues. There are only a few spots available, so you need to act fast if you want to claim those. In Illinois, Naperville is distributing free Sharps containers to residents who need them. You have to pick them up at the Naperville Fire Department Administrative Center during their open hours. Those containers will be available until June 30th. In Maryland, Montgomery County is offering free RecFit passes again this year. These passes will give you free access to the county's 22 rec centers. You have to pick it up in person at one of those centers with proof of ID and residency. In South Dakota, lawmakers are considering a proposal that would make school lunches free for families who qualify for the reduced price school meal program, and I'm preparing another video for you on why that's a big deal. In Washington, Treehouse for Kids has an amazing driver assistance program for foster kids. This program can pay for driver's ed, licensing and testing fees, tab renewals, gas cards, comprehensive auto insurance, car maintenance, and more. In order to be eligible, foster kids must be between the ages of 15 and 20 years old with an open state or tribal dependency case or open extended foster care case. You can apply for that on the Treehouse for Kids website. In West Virginia, residents can claim a free packet of seeds from the WSU Extension Service. You have to register now, but the seeds won't be sent to you until April. There's an application link on our website so that you can get to the survey you need to fill out to claim those. West Liberty University is also introducing a free tuition program for low-income families as well. And that wraps up this week's Low Income Resource Roundup. Be sure to go check out our 2024 food stamps update for even more news you need to know. I will see you again